Hello, Tom here from the Run Testers. I am down here at the Adidas Terrex East Sussex Original Trail Race. I haven't done this one before. There's a load of different races, 5k all the way to 23k. I was doing the 23k, but I think I might do the 15k because it's hot and I've had a cold for the last few days, so I might take it easy. And I think it's going to be quite hard. I will be testing out the Merrell MTL Long Sky 2 trail shoes today. Haven't tried the ones out, so going to be sure to see how these feel. And yeah, going to enjoy the sunshine. So let's head out and see what this race is like. Okay, so I'm back from the Adidas Terrex East Sussex Original Trail Run. I think it's something like that. It will be in the title. So first, a little bit about the race. I was originally signed up to do a 23k, but I had a cold last couple of days, so didn't really fancy it. Wasn't really feeling up to it this morning. So I went down to the 15k route, which you basically decide when you're doing it. Although the turning point for the 23k and the 15k is quite early on, so I wasn't really sure at that point whether I could do the 23k or the 15k. Actually, I probably should have done the 23k because I felt a lot better after about halfway. But it was an absolutely lovely course. It was fantastic. The first bit was a little bit bottlenecky. There was a lot of people there, probably about 500 people I think at the start, and the first section was a lot of walking, a lot of bottlenecking, but they did say that if you want to go for a fast time, you need to get to the front because that might happen. And there's a lot of hills at the start as well. It was quite tricky at the start of the race, yeah, I was a little bit worried that it was going to go the other way, but once you got to the top, it got really nice, and you had amazing views of the downs, looking out off the top of the hills, and then it was a light undulation for a good 4 or 5k, which was really nice and enjoyable, and I really liked it. The sun was perfect. Maybe got a little bit hot towards the end as it started to heat up, but it was really there was a lot of shaded woodland areas. The course was beautiful in terms of the terrain. There were bits along the South Downs Way which are well trodden trails, really well maintained, so that was all good. Nothing really tricky, so it wasn't a hard race at all to do. And the markings were fantastic. There weren't too many marshals out there, but there were signs everywhere, and you couldn't miss them. I was a bit worried that I was going to get lost on the course because I was on my own for quite a while. But yeah, it's always impossible to lose the course because they've done the markings so well. I think Adidas Terrex are pretty good when it comes to these races. They put a lot of effort in. There was one big stopping station, so there was loads of food and drink and stuff there. It seemed a bit too much really for max 23k. It seemed like something you'd find on a 100-mile race, but it was a nice treat. A lot of people there stopping and chatting, and yeah, there was some water on course. So I think there was a couple of water stations for the 23kers. We got a couple as well actually, and yeah, lovely finish as well. Really nice finish with loads of drink and food, and we got some Days lager, which I did try before. It's quite nice. We got some turmeric, all this sort of stuff. So yeah, all in all, it was a fantastic, really well put together race, as you'd expect from an Adidas Terrex trail. It's only about 3 miles from my house, so I always like doing these races as an opportunity to explore the area, and I found some amazing new trails to try out. So I'm going to do this route again using the GPX file that I'll get from Strava on this one. But yeah, on the whole, fantastic day out and really enjoyed it. Okay, so the product I mentioned in the intro was the what I was testing was the Merrell MTL Long Sky 2 trail shoe. Now, I didn't know much about these before testing them. I hadn't tested the previous one, but I have tested quite a lot of Merrell shoes in the past. And what I find about Merrell shoes is that they're just good, solid shoes. Like, you don't hear that much about them. You see a lot of people wearing them, but they're just good old, just reliable shoes. And every time I've tested them, I've never had any problems with them. There's only really been one that I've worn that's blown me away, and that was the Merrell which is still probably one of my top 3 trail run shoes. But the MTL Long Sky 2 is sort of a lighter trail shoe. It's got a fair bit of midsole in it, but not too much. I think it's designed for faster trail running, but gives you a bit of support and comfort as well. What I'd say on that trail run is that I completely forgot I was wearing them up until about 12k, and then I thought, I should probably start paying attention to these shoes I'm wearing, because I'm going to be reviewing them later. But that's a very good thing. If you've only just put on a pair of trail shoes for the first time and you don't even notice you're wearing them, probably suggests they're a very comfy trail shoe, and they really just felt really nice the whole time. Didn't think about them once until that point. They're not too heavily cushioned. The Maverick Adidas that I've tested were really thick cushioning. These are quite light, and there's only a moderate level of cushioning in there. There's enough to be cushioned, but it's not noticeably cushioned. But it doesn't feel hard either. So we were running across hard, compacted ground today. A lot of rocky bits of terrain, and they did a fantastic job at keeping my feet protected over that harder terrain, because there were a lot of sticking out rocks, and it was fine with all of those, and they did a great job at it. But also, it's a nice balance. So they're not too cushioned, they're not too firm, but I think you can run quite fast in these. There were some bits where I was really picking up the pace for some of the downhills, and I was going in under 4-minute kilometres, and they just felt really nice for that. They felt lightweight, they felt comfortable. So I think they're a really good balanced shoe. They remind me of something in the road world. I would say they remind me of something like the Ride 15, Saucony Ride 15 or something like that. You can use for loads of different things. So I'm very impressed with them so far, and I'll do a first run on them later. The other thing that I tested today, which I didn't mention in the intro, were these Bolle Icarus running sunglasses. And now I've been testing these for a couple of weeks now. First time tested in the race. And these are multisport glasses. I think they're designed to be used for all sorts of sports, from cycling, climbing, all those sorts of things. But I've been using them for running. I'm really enjoying them, actually. As you probably, or if you've watched the previous video where I talk about sunglasses, I've never been a fan of wearing visors. I like the most obvious sunglasses you can get, wayfarers. I basically like sunglasses that look like normal sunglasses. Nick's the one that likes wearing cool cycling style shades and visors and things like that. But recently I've got quite into them, and these Bolle ones, I really like them. I think they're about £115, but you can find them significantly cheaper in some places. I think I saw them for about £75 on a website when I did a Google search on them earlier. But they don't move around at all. They're really nice and wrap around. They feel really light. I don't really notice them on my head. I don't have to push them up when I'm sweating, and I got really sweaty today. So yeah, they're very, very good. really enjoying wearing these, even though they are visors. But I don't actually mind them too much. I don't think I look too ridiculous in them, which is a good sign. But overall, they just sort of don't notice them on the head, which is what I want, especially in a run like this, where it can get, if there was a slight bouncing happening with these shades, I would have got quite annoyed with them. I may have put them away. So there we go. All in all, a good day's testing. I really enjoyed that race. I definitely look at doing another Adidas Terrex race. I don't know why I've never done one before. I know that there's quite a lot of them around the country. I should probably sign up to more of them, because I was really impressed. Everyone was really enjoying the day out, and I'll be looking for another one to do very soon. So thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell icon, and check the channel out for all the other videos we've got on the latest road and trail shoes, as well as running headphones and watches out at the moment. And don't forget, we've also got our podcast out at the end of each month now, so if you go into caption below, you can subscribe to that by clicking on the link to the website. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon.